Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as I like to call it. I am flying solo tonight. I don't know if my co-host is going to be here, but that's all right. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. You had a great weekend. It's another Tuesday. You know, I had some videos to show you guys, and I can't do it from my phone. Or can I? No, I don't think I can do it from my phone. But I'll play around with the computer, see if I can get back in the computer, because I wasn't getting signal and it was cut. We'll see what happens. I don't know how good my signal is going to be. I think I'm on Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm using the Wi-Fi here, so this might cut out too. I should get out of the Wi-Fi and go to just my network or my data plan. But I'm looking at the bars on that, and that's not doing too good. But let me say hi to everybody. What's up, Paul? Danny? Hey, Jen. Mr. Man. What else we got here? I gotta scroll up. Hey, Stevie. It's funny because she's sitting in front of me. Claude, how's it going, brother? Mr. Hans. What's up, Rex? Yeah, like I said, I was going to show some videos I really wanted to share with you guys, and I'll see if I can actually maybe get back on StreamYard, because I can't. Let me see if I can get a signal on my computer. Eric, what's up, man? So this is an interesting weekend. You know, I left you guys on Thursday night, and let me tell you from the bottom of my heart and from Stevie's heart, thank you. You know, you guys your generosity is amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. It happened at a crazy moment too, because that was the Thursday show. We did that, and then Friday morning we were hopefully it'll kick over to my data. So we decided we were going to go down to Mayaca and head out to that Squatch, expedition down there that Stacy Brown was putting on, Bigfoot Stacy, excuse me. And so we loaded up, packed the trailer, and we started heading out, and we got somewhere around, I don't know, somewhere around 4, and a transmission went out on the truck. So now we're stuck on the side of the road somewhere around Disneyland or Disney World. Disneyland's in California. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it must have overheated him, and it blew all the transmission fluid out. I don't know how. So we had a friend come, and luckily Stevie's friend came in with a truck and had a trip, she could tow. So along the highway, I pushed Stevie's truck out of the way. I dumped the trailer and pulled her truck up in front of the trailer, and we took that off, got rid of that, and Stevie stayed with her truck because the tow truck was already on the way. So it was just a crazy weekend, and we had to rent a truck to tow the trailer, and by the time we got to the hotel, that a friend of ours had made a reservation for us, and something got screwed up along the way on the hotel's end, our end, whatever. So when we get to the hotel, I check in and go park, and Stevie and I go look to find a room, and it's on the second floor. But there's no way to get to the second floor if you're handicapped. So yeah, I won't mention the hotel. So there's no elevator, there's no ramp. It was I thought it was a handicap accessible room, as long as a pet friendly room. So we go to the front desk, and it's just about midnight by the time we get this done, and we approach the desk, and this is a busy hotel, and we tell them, Stevie rolls up, and they're like, we can't get to the room, and the woman's looking at Stevie like, uh-oh. And she walks away and goes talks to the people in the office and comes back, but she looks at me and she's like, well, we can't, there's nothing we can do, we're all booked. The first floor is all booked. So they didn't offer any help, any solution. So we kind of walked away. Well, one of us did. Sorry. And she rolled away, a little pissed off. So what happened is I had ended up, we found a staircase, and I approached a complete stranger at midnight and asked him for a favor. And that man, I don't even know his name, and God bless him. He and I carried Stevie in her chair up this flight of stairs.
2 flights of stairs.
Well, to the second floor. It was seven stairs is a landing, then 7 stairs up. Yeah, and got her to the top, and he did his thing. I thanked him, and the hotel, and she stayed there on that floor for 2 days, and of course when we went and bitched about it and said, it's fucked up. Well, why didn't you call us, on Saturday? We could have, changed your room. That wasn't the point. The point is the way that we were dismissed on Friday night, and she was pretty disgusted with the whole thing and just kind of didn't want to leave. It was fucked up. So, and it was just that they were so dismissive and offered no solution to it. And when we came checkout time, or we had to book a room for another night that was handicap accessible. Actually, it wasn't. It was pet friendly, but it was still like it was the same room that we just had, but it was on the first floor. It was really a shame the way that these people treated her, and it was disgusting, and it broke my heart, And then what else? Oh, then before we could leave that place, the wheel bearing on the trailer went. So yesterday I spent like 2 hours or a couple hours in the parking lot fixing the wheel bearing on the trailer. It was just one of those crazy weekends. I'm going to enter the studio in the StreamYard and on my computer, and hopefully this will go okay, but we'll see, because I'm going to have to go from one to the other. Although, let me see. All right, so this is weird. So I can't hit Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure this out. If I can switch off between devices, because right now I'm on the phone, but I also have the studio up on my device, and I think if I click this off, click on this, I can click this off. So let's do this. No, I don't think that's gonna work. Nope. That really sucks. I'm not getting a good connection on my laptop, so I'm not going to be able to use that. So I can't share what I wanted to share with you guys. And this, to me, the shit we went through this weekend ultimately didn't matter after today. What I saw today made it all worthwhile. You know, Stevie had an appointment today at 3 o'clock, and it was to get fitted for her prosthetics. I have the video, but I can't share it on my phone right now, which pisses me off because I really wanted to show you guys this. But today I saw Stevie stand up, and at first with the help of a walker, walk. For the first time, since she lost her legs. The woman who fit her for the prosthetics and was helping her in through this whole thing is an angel. And she was amazed. You know, I have the video, like I said. She stood up and I started to cry. And, you know, the woman's like, just, you know, feel how they, you know, stand up and feel how they feel and get adjusted or whatever, and just put weight on them. She's anxious. She starts pushing the walker a little bit, and the woman's like, whoa, slow down, you know, and she walked. And then she got to a point where she leaned up against the table, pushed the walker in front of her, and walked without it. You know, that's I cried. You know, and it sucks because I just downloaded it to my computer, thought everything was okay, and I could share it. And this computer, the signal is pretty screwed up, but I'm gonna try. Fuck it. I mean, let's mess around and see if we can do this. All right. If I can get this to work, I'm trying to figure out. Make sure everything's plugged in. All right. Nope. That's annoying. That didn't work. So let me go here. I'm gonna have to turn off this. I'm gonna go with this. Try this again. All right, I'm gonna turn. Wow. That was annoying. Well, I guess we're just going to stick with this, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to show you that because I can't have two things open at once. I switched from the laptop to the phone, no problem, but are we still going good? Because the comment, okay. Yeah, thanks, Stevie. That wasn't it. Joe, what's happening, man? Flat Rock? I think, actually, I mute that mic and I'll do it. I believe. Let's see if we can figure this out, guys. Sorry about this, but like I said, I've been getting crap signal. This may or may not work. It's not gonna work. Thank you. Let me kill this. Check 1, 2. Is there still an echo? Yes, there is. Let me take care of this real quick, guys. Nope, it's not going to do it. Give me 1 minute. I don't know how to get rid of this. Hang on, I think I got this. All right, that should do it. No. As everything falls apart. All right. So we're good on this one now? You guys can hear me? Let me move my microphone up, and hopefully this will be good with this. Also, let me turn on some light. There we go. However, I've been dragging this thing around and got to clean the camera. So, yeah, okay. So we're on this now. Right on. So what I'm going to do is let's see if I can share this with you guys. All right. Oh, crap. I don't know which word it is. Hold on. It's going to take me a minute to find this. I didn't look it up beforehand. So yeah, guys, if anybody wants to pop on tonight, I can't see these. The link is going to be in chat. Let me close. Let me do that real quick, and this way I can figure out the whole. Nope, that's not it. I'll put the link in chat, guys. So if anybody wants to pop on, here it comes. You can do so if you've never been in on chat on the show before. It's real simple. If you just click on the link, follow the directions, and they're pretty simple. And when you come on, just make sure that your YouTube is off in the background and you're just going through StreamYard and not, YouTube. And this will just avoid all the echoes. I have to figure out the brightness of my screen because I can't see crap right now. Now I got to figure out where my screen brightness is. Found it. What a difference. Wow. I thought I was, I was blind. Sharon, how are you, hon? Good to see you. Scotty, what's happening, buddy? So yeah, if you're new, I'm going to share a video or two, and to me, it's short of a miracle. And listen, if anybody's sensitive about this, you don't have to watch. And I apologize. Some people, not everybody's, comfortable with this subject. And I understand that, and Stevie understands that. But let's see what we can find. I don't know where everything is right now. That's not it. I didn't even have time to look this up to figure out where it is. Let's try this file. Yeah. Good luck with that, Eric. Mr. Lee's not a fan of coming on the show. I'm just hoping that I can find this real quick. All right, these are going the wrong way. I so want to share this with you guys. It's not there. I can't find it right now. Shit. Kelly, how are you? Hey, Daniel. I hate when I do this. I download them and then I can never find them. Or when I go to find them, they're not there. Or they're not where I think they are. Let's try this. Nope. I'm not sure where to look. This is crazy. All right. Oh, wait. Maybe I do know where to look.
Nope. Not there. This sucks, guys, man. This fucking. I gotta find this video. I have a few of them. I don't know where it is right now, guys. I apologize for this dead air and this distraction. It's not a distraction. It's worth seeing. So I really got to find this. What's the date today? The 15th? Nope. I can't find them, guys. Downloads, pictures. Let me go to the bottom of this list and see if it's down there. Oh, wait a minute. Guess what I found? All right. I'm not sure which is which here, but hang on. Give me 1 second to make sure. Again, guys, if you're uncomfortable with this, I apologize. But it's worth seeing. I wanted to start over so I didn't have to go through 15 minutes of footage.
Yeah. No, that's fine. So every time you're going to stand up, make sure your feet are flat on the ground and kind of put it behind you as much as you can. We'll still be flat, right? Gotcha. That might be a little too much. Yeah, no, it was okay. Okay. Yeah. That's so great. Okay. Where did it hurt? That's fine. So
this is the first time she's standing up.
Tissue back there, you don't have any bones. So I'm not too concerned with that. This is probably compression. Okay.
If you hear me sniffling, that's because I'm crying when I'm filming this.
It's almost like I feel like my ankle hurts.
Oh, yeah, the nerves. Yeah, because you haven't had weight in the back of your leg.
Yeah,
All those
no, I
nerves
get it.
are going like this.
Haywire.
Uh-huh.
Oops.
Oh my gosh. That's excellent. Excellent. Let me do some alignment stuff now.
Hang on, I'm gonna stretch.
Yeah, go right ahead.
God, it feels good to stand up.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh my gosh. Of course.
Listen to the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one kind of hurts a little bit.
Okay. So does it hurt like back here?
No, I'm feeling it. Kind of like it's probably just the muscles.
I think it is because this is not tight.
No, it's not.
I
That's
think
why
it's actually
when I
just
did
putting
that,
weight through it. Yeah.
and it was hurting most of the morning.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. If you need to sit down because it's like it hurts too much for a second, you can. Wait a second. Where are you going? Oh my God. I have to watch out for her.
No, I'm not ready.
This woman does not know what to do. Stevie is just like
Okay, make sure to always bring
kicking ass and taking names. Here we go.
Bring this in front of you.
God bless you, Stevie.
You're welcome. That's amazing. Okay, stand right there. I want you to sit down for a second. Oh, you want to show her that?
Now keep in mind these legs, these prosthetics were for fitting purposes only.
Oh man, that's incredible. Because honestly,
I'm blown away.
I just put them on you and
Wow. I said, I think I'll be disappointed that I can't take them home.
I'm gonna get these things to you as quickly as possible. I'm telling you. That was incredible.
I'm gonna do it again.
Oh, you're going to. Don't worry. How does this one feel now?
It's just a little tension back here, but I really think it's
Let's
swollen.
make sure that it's not like the sock.
Yeah, I
or
was gonna say,
the line
let's try it
down.
without the socks.
Not-
Because I just took that off my first good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's put this on again. Sometimes you have to make sure that it's not like pinching somewhere.
Yeah, see how it's red?
Oh, okay. And actually, that's.
All right. This woman is amazing. I have another video. It's the same, but she walks around, you know, and this woman is the therapist or the woman's just blown away, and I was shit speechless because she just like wanted to run out the door, and I think if we let her, she would have. Wow. Let me see what else I can find here. I'm going to pull up another file. Hopefully. I'm not sure which one I just showed.
And that's totally normal. All that is that you're doing. So just remember to always bring the water, have the water in front of you for balance. Yeah. And then take your breaths because like I said.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring the water. Oh my.
I'm done.
Seriously.
All right.
Just throw a sock at me.
First time I've been able to fix myself.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna bring you water right after this.
That does feel way better.
Yeah?
Feels like the one on the right ankle. Still feel my ankle, but honestly, I don't feel it as bad.
And the more you use the prosthetic, those nerves will calm down. It's just that they haven't had pressure on them. Oh my God, you are boss. And your foot's pointing in on the right side. I can adjust all that. Okay. That's what alignment's all about. No. So we'll fix that. We'll fix all of that. But today's more about the sock.
That seems a little sped up. I don't know why it just did that, guys.
All right. Be careful with this wheel. Yeah. And a lot of this too is you know.
Just incredible.
Figuring out your proprioception, right? Where your feet are in space because they're not technically attached to you.
That's why I'm trying not to look at them.
Which is a good habit. Because if you get into, in the habit of looking down, you start to break.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
doing
and everything.
amazing. You have really good proprioception already, I can tell. Your step lengths are exactly where they should be.
It's so weird because I'm thinking way ahead, but I'm thinking about like driving. I
Oh,
was worried.
and that's what I was
I
thinking
was
about
worried
too.
that I was, how would I feel the pedals, but after 2 hours, I'll be able to drive. I know I can. Right now, I know I'll be able to drive. One more time?
Yeah.
Let me go circle this time.
Go for it.
I'm trying to stand up straight. You showed me the video, and I was like, I'm sticking my ass out.
Oh, you saw the video? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but come on, first day, literally.
No, I know.
All right.
I've been sitting for a long time, so a lot of those.
I don't know why the video was slow and whatnot. Let me remove this. It could be the signal, guys. Again, the signal has been a little sketchy here tonight, and to witness that was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen next to childbirth. You know, the human strength is just incredible. You know, the spirit, everything. I mean, that was just amazing to witness, to see someone get back their life. You know, again, though, it was funny because those prosthetics were just for the sizing and you know, what's it called, Steve? Fitting. But they're not. The woman's like, you're not supposed to be walking on these. Like, well, not that she couldn't, but those aren't ones they would like you would practice in. They're just for fitting, and she just tore them up. So yeah, that was amazing. Thank you, Stevie. Thanks for letting me be there. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Sorry if anybody, you know, got disturbed or whatever. I get it, but that's life. I'm just looking for an ashtray. Yeah, those the ones that she was wearing there are they're a heavier. They were heavy, but the ones she'll be getting in like 2 weeks, they're a lot lighter, carbon fiber. Yeah, Sharon, very determined lady. I'm just the woman that was that woman in the video was just blown away. She made me send her the video or 2 videos of that whole thing just so she could have it, you know, she can show other people. That's how blown away this woman was. She says, I've dealt with thousands of people and you don't get this. People, you know, you're walking within 30 seconds of putting legs on. Doesn't happen. Stevie, of course, you're welcome, hon. That's what friends are for. So who else did I miss? Come on, don't start shit there, Bigfoot and on. That was a joke. Anyway. Who else we got in here? Sorry if I get emotional, you know, with that, but that, you know, like I said, that was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. So guys, let me put the link again in chat. Luckily, my internet's holding up on this thing, so we should be all right. All right. Anybody wants to come on? You want to come on, bullshit, talk about whatever, Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, anything? Feel free. Jump on. If you've never done it before, it's pretty simple. Just click on the link. Follow the directions. Just, you know, fill out your name, whatever. It's pretty simple. And then just make sure that your YouTube is off in the background so we don't get the echo. Thanks, Donna. You'll need some ski. Yes, you will. Yeah, my whole concern was about her balance and yeah, you know, when she did do it with the without the walker. You know, she kept it in front of her, but when she started walking, you know, I kept my hand behind her. The woman, you know, the therapist or whatever title she has, besides Angel, um, you know, we kept her from falling back, and she found her balance. You know, like that. I mean, she's got a long road ahead. Well, maybe not. At this rate, excuse me. But yeah, that was cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was really, I had to share that. That was, you know, love you, Stevie. So who's that? Mopar, what's up, dude? How are you? Michael Haywood, good to see you. Richie, what's going on, Richie Evans? Donna Stokes. Who else? Who else? BF Bud, what's up, buddy? No pun intended. Maybe a little one. Who else is here? Dave Stewart, how are you, man? Oh, Sharon says, Smokes, thanks. I have not cried in 5 years, but so worth it. Thanks for putting up with it. Not, you know what I mean. That was, you know, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to, and that's why I said all the bullshit that we went through this weekend, and it was bullshit, and it's not over. You know, that hotel has got some answering to do. And, you know, today it just made me forget about everything that happened over the weekend. You know, that was just it was worth it. You know, and know what the thing is Stevie and I talked, and you know, she realized that when she felt, you know, the legs under her and where the ground was, even though, you know, she had no feet, but it felt like to her like she had feet again. She even made a comment that her ankle hurt right in the beginning. It's just because the nerves, the bottom of the leg, you know, the brain's reading what it's reading. It's, you know, it's that phantom pain. It was, you know, that's why we laughed, you know, a lot when we were filming that. And while she was doing it, you know, she just had this amazing sense of humor. Lost my train of thought. Rex, thanks, man. Thanks. Andy gone fishing. Wow, where you been, man? Good to see you, Andy. Hope you're doing well. I know you had some issues not that long ago. Well, it's been months actually. It's got to be shit. That was before 168, I guess. Like you weren't feeling. You were in the hospital for a while. Well, I hope you're doing good, buddy. What else is going on? So, Connor, what are you doing, man? You want to pop on? I want to hear about this weekend. We were on our way, dude, but we couldn't make it. I'd love to hear about that, dude. Let me just put the link in chat again real quick. All right. Cryptis Canada, Leslie, how are you? Great to see you. Sorry we haven't been in touch recently. It's been a crazy weekend, like I just said. Who else? I just saw somebody else that was in here that I missed. Paul Holland, what's up? Yeah. So Connor, if you want to come on, feel free. Anybody else, click on that link. Come on, hang out, and see what's up. Like I said, I want to hear about that outing this weekend that unfortunately we missed. But yeah, doesn't matter. Phil, what's going on? I see Strangeland in here. Lester, how's it going? Scottish Wild Man, what's up, bro? So, Mark Dodman, good day. How are you, man? No, Leslie, no, we didn't. We were on our way. We're gonna go, and the transmission went out on a truck. So we got it towed, got it fixed, returned the rental, blah blah blah. Had a bad experience at the hotel, but like I said, it was all worth it. Leslie, if you just got here, you missed out. I just, you might want to rewind and catch up. Sean G, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Sean Graham from Chasing the Truth, welcome. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, do that. It's on the Dark Waters Network. Also check out Cryptids Canada. Leslie does an amazing job with her narrations. One of my favorite. So yeah, what did you, well, doesn't matter what you think. Not about this anyway. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love it does matter what you guys think, but what's up, man?
What's up, bro? How's it going, man?
All right. Let me turn this down a little bit. How was your weekend?
Oh, incredible. But of course, before I even get into any of that madness, I have to shout out Stevie B, because that footage was some of the most incredible footage I've seen. And, I would do some deep dives on the web after midnight. But yes, Stevie B, keep up the incredible work. It's truly inspiring just to see nothing slow you down in this world. So if any of us come up with excuses, we have to remember deep down, you're just a huge inspiration for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, man.
Oh, it said it on the screen itself, man. It was definitely special. And thank you, Mokes, for sharing it and being there for her, just because true friendship and support really can push you to go beyond, man. And I've learned that people have taken me far beyond my capabilities, and you really learn more about yourself when you surround yourself around good people, man. It's really special.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I was around some good people this weekend too, and you guys were definitely there in spirit. I woke up this morning at like 3:45 and messaged Stevie B back, and yeah, it was complete madness. So I think it fluctuated all the way over towards you guys in the whole state. But again,
how many people showed up? Was it a big event?
It was about 20 people. They ranged from about 15 to 20. And, I was expecting like 40 maybe, but 20 was honestly like a perfect number, because 3 groups of, 7, 6, 7 was nice. And then it did divide up because we had multiple spots to hit, and we could call out to each other. And it was really cool. And then we had one haunted house that we got to spend a lot of time with and set up a bunch of equipment, and we had crazy stuff going on there. And there was three main bases: the bird tower, and that's the observation deck, and it looks over the Myakka River. And that's where I actually went 6 weeks ago, and we recorded grunt, splashing. And James Brose from Outcast Paranormal, he was on your show. he recorded a dark mass going across like an opening, and it actually comes out tomorrow morning on his channel. I'm super excited to see the final product because usually me, I'm DIY straight from my camera basically to the video, but this has gone through some editing and it has some narrative to it, so I'm super excited. But it was so rad to come back there, and it was filmed with Finding Bigfoot. About 6 years ago, Cliff and Stacy Brown went to that same tower. So me, I'm like enjoying it and soaking up the vibes. And Tristan was with me too, and I talked it up for a good 6 weeks since I've been there. So the first night they gave us an opportunity, the Stabbing Cabin, which is a haunted house in the middle of the woods. The haunted house, also Tatum House, which is like a lived-in house, and then the bird observation tower. And I was like, of course, we got to go to the tower. And the first night, we got some crazy thermal images. There's this guy named Paul. He's a really tactical guy. His name on Instagram is Squatch Van. He built a van just to find Sasquatch, and he has like a $4,500 thermal camera. And again, me, I'm DIY, so it was really nice to use this heavy-duty gear and getting to use drones and other types of camera. And we set up like double-sided tape next to GIFs to hopefully get some DNA. It was really cool taking the investigations to the next level.
What was the name of the channel that you said is coming out tomorrow?
The guy's name is Outcast Paranormal. Outcast with a K. And it's awesome. And it's going to be a really cool episode. And I saw a rough draft of it, and I was super impressed. So I'm really, really pumped to see the final outcome. But I also became friends with this guy named Tyler Howell. And I posted one of his videos today on TikTok, and he was in my live chat. He met a lot of us in the community earlier today, but it was really cool because he filmed a Bigfoot on a Air Force base earlier this year, and I heard about it, and I actually called him because it said he worked at a restaurant. So I called his restaurant, tried to get a hold of him back in January, and it never fell through. And then I see him at the camp out, and once I really put it together, I was like, whoa, dude, that's you. And it's just a small world. It was truly incredible. And then Marie Dumont, who just got announced as the Florida.
I know Marie. Yeah, I remember her from she got announced.
Yeah, you went hiking with her that night. Yeah, yep. She got announced as a speaker today for the next Florida Bigfoot conference. And that's
right on.
So major. And I'm just so proud of her and having her out there. She's a French-Canadian hockey player, female, beautiful researcher out there who definitely brings the vibes. And we had RPG.
She's got definitely a good vibe.
Definitely. And Desi, who's also part of her team, was there. RPG from Expedition Bigfoot. Dude, I was just talking to him, and I said he inspires me to step out of my box even more, So he just gets me just to amp myself up even to the next level. And it was truly incredible time. And, of course, the conversations and the late night tokes around the fire were awesome. 2:30 we all fell asleep the first night, and then 4:30 the next night, and we heard a lot of strange sounds. There was actually a UFO encountered by like 2 different groups, 8 different people. Phyllis, who is the head of a Bigfoot conference and a Bigfoot group in South Florida, she has clairvoyant abilities, and she was able to have a CE4. She brought in one of these close encounters with the fourth kind, or whatever's coming from the sky, or the other continents, or whatever the heck these aliens are. But red lights were coming in, and 2 groups saw it. And I saw some like meteors, I guess you'd call them, just like white beams, but there was no intelligence behind them. They were seeing things that were going back and forth, up and down, zigging and zagging. It was really cool. And then the one haunted house, I wasn't there. I was at the Stabbing Cabin in the middle of the woods having wild fun. But them at the Tatum house, I guess my EMF detector got thrown off the shelf. Phyllis got hit in the head with a bowl. There was a bunch of strange sounds and weird whispers recorded. It was a lot of strange stuff. And it's a house from the 1800s.
I'm not into, I've never done like a ghost hunt. but I would. I
Mhm.
definitely go into a house that's spooky and supposedly haunted.
It would be awesome with you because one person has to put on the headphones, noise canceling headphones.
Oh, you're
And we're
doing that?
listening. We
You're
were
doing
doing that
with the
too,
spirit box?
and we had some direct responses. Yeah, there was this one guy had a special radio that it like got out all the static, and it was like more direct responses with the other kind. And there was one point that they're like, Connor, you're getting the best responses, you go from here. And then that gives me like, of course I could talk to myself all day, but I have to give it open-ended questions, like, oh, what month did you die in? How old are you? Do you like alcohol, cigarettes, or chew? Are you a soldier? Are you a slave? Are you female or boy? Like it was very incredible. And of course there's different spirits that finally reach out, and it was interesting. And again, it's a little left of where I'm usually hanging out. I'm big on just hiking into vibes and pushing it to the limit in nature and letting the rest happen. So when you're constricted in a house, and we had this really cool thing that we smoked out the house, and it was a red vortex. Yeah, smoked it out. I was helping a little bit, but it was a machine. And it's a vortex. It's a red laser, and it shoots lasers. And if you pick up with your phone, you could pick up like large rays, and you could see faces. And one guy, Tyler, actually, he got like a colonial shadow and then a big beast like going behind it. So even the old heroes of our war were dealing with the Sasquatch. But it was just remarkable in every direction. And just meeting some of the other people like Ruby Joe, and then finally getting to meet Desi, and finally getting to meet Dixie, the person that owns the Crowley Museum. If anybody ever is in Mayaca, Tampa, please visit the Crowley Museum. This was all to raise money to try to get the boardwalk repaired so people can actually go to the bird tower again. But
I believe the Crowley, I believe the museum, it's actually in Sarasota, isn't that?
I'm not sure what the address was. I know it's Sarasota County, but maybe it does fall under Sarasota. It's right on the Mayaca River, though, right where Brian Laundrie probably is still hanging out, because the skull didn't match it. So I was looking for him, and it was wild.
Had to tell my dog to get off the bed. Off the bed.
I also want to shout out this mother and daughter, or mother and son team. Her name was Marty and his name was Matt, and they were running audio the whole time. They are actually big fans of a bunch of YouTube shows, and I told them about you. So hopefully they're watching or will watch in the future. I'm going to send this link to her. So hello in the future. We are time travelers. What's up?
That's cool. Harold Denton, how are you? Barry Brown, what's up, buddy? Who else? Bobby Ounce. How's it going? I'm sure I'm missing somebody.
All familiar names. I love to hear it.
Any sightings, any Bigfoot activity, anything, that you guys, because I know, like when we were doing the 168, anything happened, we were talking about it, sitting around talking about it.
There was strange coughs heard and weird whispers. We did find a couple footprints. I reposted it today, and Stacy actually posted it. There was one clear footprint on the dirt that you could see the toes, and it was fairly short. It was like a 9 or 10-inch footprint, so it was no 16-incher. And then Tristan found a little trackway too, but it was deep into the water, so we really couldn't do much with it. But the other one, the one that was really good with the toes, it wasn't that deep in. You could just barely see it. It was one of those that kind of rises up the imprint, and it was really strange. A lot of people heard just weird sounds through the night. Some people swore that they heard people walking or something walking through the tent. So like at 4:30, I don't know, man. I'm really excited just to hear what all the recordings get back, and I'm looking through my footage. I was never threatened or anything out there. You saw me and Tristan run out of the forest one time in Tennessee. I don't know if we were just psyched out or threatened from the Wolfman and the Sasquatch coming in. But you got a good kick out of that because your camp was right by the corner of the woods, and it was maybe 7 minutes we made it down the trail. Then we turned back. It was not good.
Waffle Man, what? Mogs loves. Apparently, you're a tweaker. Mogs loves having his tweaker on. He has so much content. M doesn't have to do anything. LOL. I don't know if that's a good comment or a bad comment. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
No, dude. I wanted to hear. I was going to go. We were on our way, and we broke down.
I'm bummed. I was definitely waiting for you the first night. I'm like, okay, maybe he'll just come, during the day, because Stacy was just saying, oh yeah, for a small donation, you could just stop by during the day. But you know how it is, right? When you get there and you're camping, you're low on battery. There's barely any reception. It's a good time, honestly, being disconnected from the world. But
oh no, it's great being disconnected every once in a while.
100%. I felt so recharged, and thanks to Flat Rock Booger, he gave me a cot, so I was sleeping in style. But nowadays everybody has.
Flat Rock was there?
No, Flat Rock didn't make it. He actually had a researcher at his house this weekend.
Okay.
But
awesome.
he gave me a cot in Tennessee, so I brought that with me.
Oh, okay, right on.
And Tristan had a good time, of course. He got a lot of footage and did a lot of audio, and seeing him interact with Stacy and RPG, it's like I'm a proud big brother, and he's of course leading the way because he's a freaking trailblazer out there. Me, I don't like walking with a flashlight, so I take my time. I trip over vines and stuff, but I'm raising curiosity.
When we went out that night, I face planted. I even recorded that. I think I showed it.
I remember that same vine because it hooked my foot at one point.
Went to jump over that water and caught that vine. It was like, poof.
Hey, you got right back up. You're a champ.
Oh yeah, I bounced stuff. It was like, that was bizarre.
I wanted to keep pushing that night, but we probably I would have got zapped by lightning.
That lightning was getting a little fierce.
It was definitely intense, but nothing's better than the Green Swamp. But I've had an eventful year with the Everglades, the Green Swamp, Mayaca, Torreya, trying to hit them all, of course. At least the Florida hot spots, just because I'm a skunk ache maniac. Tweaker boy.
All right, on.
That guy should.
I'm glad you went and had a good time, man. It sounds like everybody had a good time,
For sure.
And my whole thing is just meeting people. I love that. You meet these new people and you bond, and it's, you're there for, a weird reason.
Definitely.
All these people get together for this bizarre reason, and most people wouldn't understand. And when you tell them, they look at you like you have two heads. But I'll tell you what, this community are some of the best people I've ever met.
For sure.
So let people think what they will.
100%. That was my biggest thing, was meeting new people there. And I definitely made a good impression around the campfire. Some people thought I was a little weird and wild, but those people ended up finding out I was there for them in the woods when they were stumbling. But it was really cool going to that bird tower and seeing it actually during the day, because last time I went was during the night, and I felt like so isolated. But after I went back there a few different times, I actually know the area now. Yes, I have had a few skunk ape experiences. Yeah.
All right.
First of all, I do like the name, but my most recent skunk ape experience, direct one, was at Torreya State Park. We were going around one of the long loops around the creeks, and we had a boulder thrown behind us, and it definitely sensed it as like a warning. A couple weeks before that, we heard something wading through those same creeks, and I felt an intense feeling of dread. So it's weird seeing the variety of emotions in the same spot, but just naturally going in different directions. Of course, I've seen weird shadows out of the corner of my eyes, and a lot of people see weird things in my footage, and they say I walk with a lot of things behind me. I've never felt threatened other than really in Tennessee, and then one time when I was a young kid, I was waiting for a girl behind my house, and something bluff charged me out of the woods, and I ran in a straight beeline to my neighbor's house. And I hit a garden stake on my way, and I broke my collarbone and pierced my lip real bad. And that was really embarrassing. And my parents thought I was drunk, but no, something definitely scared me out of the woods. It could have been a bunny or a deer, but I was really scared. And luckily I'm here now to say it, because if not, man, they could have snatched me up and I would have been some kind of bait.
So is there anything coming up that you know of as far as outings or?
Well, the Florida Bigfoot Conference is early January, so that is creeping up. I'm going to Flat Rock Booger's house here soon in late November or December, and that would be awesome if maybe if you end up hitting up Arizona before that, we could stop there and maybe coordinate it all. Or if you don't, you could just come up anyway and maybe just drive to my house, and then we could all go together from there.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the timing on that. There's different factors involved,
Of course.
But yeah, I want to check out Kenny's house.
He's only a couple hours north of me, so he's probably 7 hours from you. But you could break the trip down. And I know 7 hours is nothing.
Northern Alabama.
No, it's like south central Alabama.
For some reason, I thought it was northern because, whatever.
It's the town that loved Bigfoot. They made a documentary on it. Evergreen, Alabama. They actually asked Flat Rock to be in it, but his stuff is too over the wall, man. And they're literally banging on his wall. It's crazy. I'm super excited.
Excuse me.
He had a researcher come to his house, and he said the person came for 10 things and left with all 10. The only thing they didn't have was a daytime sighting. So they had nighttime sightings. They had vocalizations. It made itself known during the night multiple times on multiple occasions. So I definitely want to go over there, and I'm a little bit nervous because you definitely have to watch yourself with these type of creatures. But they've been, and they took one of his dogs in the past, so they're not all the way friendly. But of course, winters are hard and things happen. But I can't wait to just be there and spend the night. And again, it will be a lot of Bigfoot, but the best times with Flat Rock Booger and being around the campfire and the dinner table and just chatting and meeting, virtual friends in real life is so awesome. And
it is. It's
rad. And just meeting you, of course, at the Florida Bigfoot Conference, like it was surreal seeing you, and then growing to become, a good friend of yours in this community. It's really special. And now I'm looking forward to every community or every little thing get together that, we can share.
Yeah, me too. That's why I asked if anything was coming up besides, like I guess you said it's in January, the conference?
Yeah, of course. Every January, I guess, from here on out. And I'm definitely trying to get myself onto that panel. I'm really proud of Marie, but Florida Bigfoot Conference representatives, if you're listening, you guys know I could fill a 30-minute slot in one breath. And especially if I had a PowerPoint.
One breath.
Yes.
When he doesn't turn blue.
Phyllis, who is running this conference down in Port Charlotte in June, actually is having me as a speaker. So I'm joining Robert Robinson, RPG. I think Tim T is going to be there, Stacey Brown. I'm really excited about that. She's putting us up in hotels, so it's going to be a big party. I should send her your way, because if you're still here in June, of course, that is a lifetime away at this point.
Yeah, it is. No, I'll be out west more than likely.
Yeah, that's definitely a long way.
Scottish Wildman says, "What's everyone's thoughts on Stephen Greer?" Who the hell is Stephen Greer? Oops, that's not it. Who's Stephen Greer?
I've heard the name, but I'm not super familiar. I'd have to need a refresher.
Yeah, no idea. What is this? What's up, Joe? Joe Parker.
What's up, Joe?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start looking for shit out west again. Like events out there, and who knows, man? Maybe I'll just have to put something together.
Yeah, you definitely could. That's what I'm looking into soon. I'm just going to host one at like Torreya State Park, because I know BF Bud is dying to come down, and Flat Rock
Well,
Booger's just a
I
long
know
way.
a good spot that I could do it, and it's on the Mogollon Rim.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a campground up there that would, yeah, it would work.
What's that one spot that you used to told me about that you found the Native American pottery and all the artifacts?
Well, no, I just found some pottery, and it's in this spot that most people don't even know it exists, and they're Indian ruins. I don't know if they were the Sanawa Indians, or what, but you know, it's right on the edge of a mesa, and you don't see it until you're on top of it, because you're walking through these little like stone walls that are crumbled, and they're just almost at ground level, and there's depressions where it was like a room, but all over the place you find pottery shards.
Wow.
And nobody knows they're there. You walk down this, you park on this switchback, and you climb over a barbed wire fence, and you follow this trail, and you come across these two graves. There's a woman and a man. The grave of the man, he used to be Zane Grey's guide.
Wow. I'm not too familiar with Zane Grey. Who is he?
He was an author. One of his favorite spots was Sedona, Arizona. It was Oak Creek Canyon. I think he had To Call It a Canyon, I think, was one of the books he wrote. But yeah, he's a famous author, and he was really loved Arizona. But yeah, I don't know if I could get people to show up in Arizona.
That's a little far away from everybody.
Well, yeah, unless you're already out there,
Right.
But it seems a lot of this community is southeast. Well, you know what? They're pretty spread out, but I don't know. I guess I'd have to just do it and see what happens.
You should put on your community page one time, like comment where you're from, and just see where everybody's from, because you have a really interactive community. Of course, honestly, you could probably just ask them on the chat, and then you can get a pretty good tally. But yeah, I definitely feel the vibe of Southeast, LBL to Mississippi.
Paramedic says they broke their pots while praying. Bad juju to take it. I don't take anything off of Native American sites. Nothing. I'll look at the pottery, I'll pick it up, but I leave it. I just, it's out of respect. I don't need the shit. I don't, like you said, bad juju, I believe it. So yeah, I just admire it while I'm there, and dig the scenery, and walk in, in these little ruins that, not little, I mean, but that are hundreds of years old that people used to live in, and it's so cool.
For sure.
I'm looking forward to getting back.
Is there caves and caverns there too? I know there's canyons between.
There are caves in certain areas. There are caves I know of that I actually want to explore. There's some up on the mountain, like Verde Valley, like Cottonwood's in the Verde Valley, and it's around 3,500 feet above sea level. The mountain range around it, the highest peak is about 7,000. And going through, like, there's a switchback that goes up, and along there's a few spots where there's caves that you can get into. There's a lot of mines too, like Jerome, Arizona is right there, and that's a huge mining town, from back in the day. Now it's like they call it a ghost town, but it's a tourist town. A lot of bikers and new agers and hippies, and Jerome's pretty cool because it sits right on a mountainside. So there's a lot of mines out there. I used to work on a train out there, and we'd go through like Sycamore Canyon and all out that way up to this town called Perkinsville, and you would go through Red Rocks, and along the tracks every once in a while they're known caves, but to get out there, they're in the middle of nowhere, dude. Like I wouldn't even know how to get out there without the train.
Right.
But yeah, I'd like to do some, light exploring. I'm not like gonna, go spelunking and, go 2 miles into a cave. That's not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
What
I
do we
definitely
got
like a
here?
safe route in a cavern because I'm not. I've heard too many horror stories of the sternum closing in. Joe Pass, what is up, brother?
How's it going, Joe? You're muted. There you go.
Hey, I just come on here because Stevie just messaged me and said she would come on if I came on. Stevie, get your ass on this camera.
Where you at, Stevie?
Yes.
I told her I was tired and didn't want to come on, but she said she'd come on if I come on. I think she used to be on here.
Yeah,
Right.
well, she knows how to get on.
I kind of loved your video, buddy.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was a fun adventure. I found all those mason jars, a bunch of weird glass. I left a slab of ribs out for the Bigfoot and the blanket that BF Bud gifted to me. So I gifted it to Sasquatch.
Damn. I would have ate the ribs.
Yeah, my mom brought over some extra ribs, and I devoured some of them, but I forgot about others, and they were turning a weird color. And like I said in the video, Sasquatch is known for eating kitty litter and frozen dong out of porta potties, and even my categories.
And also that little airboat you were on. God, I've always wanted to do that. It looks so much fun.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was in the Everglades. That was a pretty fun adventure. Oh, she wants me to toss her toy to her. Go get it. But yeah, that was in the Everglades. It was an airboat tour. It was really cool because the airboat is 10 minutes away from the Skunk Ape headquarters. So anybody that hits the Skunk Ape headquarters, do the buy one, get one free airboat tour because I'm sure they run that deal all the time nowadays.
What'd something like that cost you?
It was like $42 a person. So $42 one person because it was buy one, get one free.
Hell, that ain't
How
bad
long
at all.
is the ride?
Only like 50 minutes, so it's pretty short. But I'm sure you could shop around. We had a schedule to keep, so we just went with that one. But you could probably get like a 3-hour tour deeper into it, maybe for $70
I
or
don't
something.
know about those 3-hour tours, man. It didn't work out for Gilligan.
Yeah, that's it, you know.
But the Honey Island Swamp, though, that tour, what I did was 2 hours long, and that was incredible. More than enough time. You think in the Everglades, you're going to see thousands of gators. Well, where I was, I only saw about 3. But in the Honey Island Swamp, I saw thousands within 2 hours. So it's just weird seeing the difference between rivers here in the South.
Michael, I'm not looking. I'm not looking to cut somebody. I'm just playing with a knife.
I want to say something to Waffle Man. Apparently, he has never met Connor.
Yeah, it was
no.
He might be like this on these talk shows and stuff like that, but Connor's a totally different guy in person, man.
I think if Connor was a tweaker, he would just explode.
Yeah. Oh, it would be dangerous. I'm a psychedelic juggernaut, guys, and I definitely enjoy the ganja, but I barely even. Oh, I only drink with Joe Pass.
Yeah, that's it.
I did bring a psychedelic
What's
water.
up, Jeff Harding? How's it going?
All right, I'm waiting, Stevie B. She probably put makeup on.
Yeah, she no, she's not. I just put the link back in chat, so she should be coming on.
And I was sitting there watching you, and she messaged me and said, "You should go on." I said, "Well, if you go on, I'll go on." Or I said, "She should go on and talk about what happened." And then she goes, "I'll go on if you go on." That's my impersonation of Stevie B. I'll go on if you go on.
So, what did you guys think of that 168? Did you watch it?
Watch what?
Yeah. I've been wearing this thing for 8 months, 7 months now. The 168. Yeah. ain't wearing
I
it
enjoyed it
anymore.
though. There were some good pictures that were definitely groundbreaking that I think the masses need to see. I love the drone shots that were really cool. The interviews were awesome.
Barry can fly a drone.
I wanted to
He
see
did a good
more
job with that.
of you and Stevie B, but Barry Browning did incredible. I loved Buckeye Bigfoot, Nance Warren. She was like, I kept calling him Bigfoot, not the skunk ape. I'm like, don't even worry about it. Call him whatever you want. The Cabbage Man, the Stump Jumper, anything down here. The Ancient One. They don't have to be the skunk ape. But here's the queen herself. What's up, Stevie?
What's up, Stevie?
Hello, hello. Joe, I
Wonder
keep my word.
Woman.
I see.
Keep my word. I've got to sit out here in the truck.
Is that where you're sitting in the truck?
Yeah.
This was not my doing. I didn't put her in the
No.
truck.
No,
You won't let her
it's
come
too
in?
chilly. It's too chilly out
She
there,
can
and I
come
can't
in.
listen with him.
You were getting back, girl. Sit in the truck.
No, I'm just comfortable. Can't smoke in the room.
Hoosier, how are you? Shh. Here I
Stevie
am
B,
looking
you
for
were
a
down there
cigarette.
in spirit for sure, but that would have been awesome to have you down there. I would have been so freaking amped to introduce you and Mogs to everybody. I would have been like, "These are my friends." It would have been so awesome. But I'm really looking forward to January. Of course, the Ford Bigfoot conference is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we damn sure tried.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in the cards. And I was sitting here thinking that think about it, if I would have went, I would have overdone it. I had the appointment today.
Oh, yeah.
No, everything happens for a
happened
reason.
for a reason.
You're
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's for a reason
Um,
because Bigfoot probably would have came out and chased you, and you wouldn't have your new legs on the run.
Yeah. No, I can roll pretty fast. But no, seriously, thinking about it while y'all were talking about, just missing out on the weekend, I wouldn't have been ready for today had I gone out there this weekend because I would have overdone it. I know myself. I'd get out there and have a good time, and I would have messed up today. So it's all good. It's all good.
100%. Because today paves the way for such a bigger thing. So that's what's more
Oh, yeah.
important. 1,000,000%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And thank you everybody in chat for all your positive comments and support and friendship and being family. I love everybody. I said it so many times that I couldn't have this attitude or be this okay with everything if it wasn't for the support of everybody. I surrounded myself with the best people in the world. It's great. I love everybody. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. From me.
I noticed Joe Parker idolizes me because he put BS in his name.
Take your shoes out, Stevie. Come on, it's okay.
That's
She
so
did that
funny.
earlier. The feet went with it. It was crazy. No.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. I love it. What did you tell me earlier, Mogs? Pick up your feet.
Yeah, quit dragging your feet.
Yeah, quit dragging your feet. No, it was a hell of a day. It was I went in there today not expecting or knowing what to expect, should I say. I just knew that I just got the call yesterday. They said, "Can you be here tomorrow?" I'm like, "Hell yeah." I didn't know if I could, but I'm like, "Hell yeah." I didn't want to pass up the opportunity. So I got there today. I didn't have time to process it really. I mean, it was so quick, and I had all the thoughts of, what was it going to be? I didn't want to go in there just getting disappointed. I know that I wasn't going to walk out of there in prosthetics. I knew that for sure, but just being able to try them on. I said to Mogs earlier, it was like me as a little girl, Christmas Eve, waiting for Santa Claus to come. That's how last night went. I mean, I was just so excited, super excited.
So how long is it going to be before you get them?
She said 2 weeks. I asked her if that was before Thanksgiving, and she said she's going to do her damnedest to get them for me
Oh, that's
by
awesome.
Thanksgiving. So 2 weeks, if that, hopefully. I feel good. The time now, as funny as it sounds, it doesn't matter because I now know what to expect, and I'm ready. I'm just ready when they get here.
I bet you are.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Is you realize that I didn't finish what I was saying. I got sidetracked, but how like you're going to be able to drive again. You know, you questioned it, and you realized once you had those on, and you could actually feel where your feet were.
Yeah,
you knew
it's
that
so
you were going to be able
wicked.
to drive.
It's so wicked. It's such a way. You know, the first thing I said, and I kind of heard it in the video. As soon as I put my weight on the prosthetics, I could feel my ankle hurt. It felt like I rolled my ankle. It was just that kind of ache. It didn't last. We did some adjustments, and you know, there's a difference of the type of sock that you use underneath it. You know, you can layer it up, and there's different, you know, positions that she can. It's just so many ways to make it fit, and that's what today was supposed to be all about. I know my therapist and Mogs, neither one of them expected me to just get up and walk. I kind of didn't either, but I felt I felt it. I felt how it's not easy by no means, but I felt how comfortable I was with it. And I was the one that positioned myself. You know, I had my back to, how it is in the doctor's office, that
Typical
table
doctor
that,
table with the paper all
yeah,
over it. One
with
of
the
those.
paper over top of it. And I kind of backed myself up to that without leaning into it, took the walker and put it in front of me, and just, you know, I had to
Let
I had to
go.
convince the two of them that I'm like, nope, don't, you know, don't touch. So I got it. Just, you know, it took me a few seconds, but I planted my first foot without holding on. You know, it was, the left foot was a little more wobbly just because I just got to get used to it. But I took my first steps without holding on to anything, and that
Yeah,
was
most people don't do that in the first 20
well.
minutes of fucking putting them on.
Well, you could tell that too by the room that I'm in, because I'd imagine that's probably not the place they want you to take the first step.
No.
So, yeah, I got to take a spin around. I think 3-4 times, and up and back a couple times, and
But to see you take those steps and not holding on to anything, you know, we were behind you. We both had our arms up in case you went back, but we didn't touch you. We just and you
if
took
you
your
remember,
first steps on your own.
if you
Today,
remember, I did kind of fall backwards the first time. My butt planted on the bench, but that was the reason I did that, because I figured if I was going to fall, I didn't want to fall and crack my head open. You know?
Did you ever think you were going to fall? Did you ever feel like unbalanced, vertigo or anything?
No, not at all. Not today. Now, leading up to today, it's one of my biggest fears has been, and it's funny, I've talked about it with Mogs just the last day or so. One of my biggest fears out of this whole issue of me, losing my legs, is falling out of the bed in the middle of the night. Because think about it, for 48 years, I've done nothing but get up out of the bed and, go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, no question, no thought, half groggy, dead of the night. And now I can't do that. And I need to, my brain doesn't know that. If I'm getting phantom pains, then there's still that loss of connection that, hey, they're gone. So what's to keep me from waking up in the middle of the night, trying to climb out of bed like any other, time in the past, and fall straight on my face? That's been my biggest fear. So to adjust for that, straight from the hospital, straight from the rehab, I would lay sideways on the bed, because I'm much smaller now. I don't need the leg room, so I fit sideways. So when I wake up, I'm kind of disoriented a little bit, like, where the hell am I?
Well, and today, like, the woman also told her, put something next to the bed, be it the walker, be it the chair,
be it the wheelchair,
just to remind you as soon as you wake up, that's what you see the first thing. So you're like, oh yeah.
Right.
Because even the woman said, I've heard that happen before. People forget and they swing their legs over and go to put their feet down and their face hits the ground first.
I mean, if you watch the video, you hear me say, I felt like my foot was grounded. I was taking off the one prosthetic. I got that one off, got the sock off, and then was going to take the other one off. And just out of my brain instinct, I went to put my leg down without the prosthetic, thinking I was grounding myself to take the other one off. it just happened that quick. I was like, oh, wow. I said, it kind of surprised me. I'm like, I felt like I was supposed to ground myself. Think about when you take your shoes off when you get
Oh
home.
yeah,
You
you were
take them
putting
off,
you were
pull
going to
one
put your
off,
foot down.
put your foot down, and then pull the other one off. Yeah, I went to do that, and it was only, 20 minutes in of me being on my feet for the first time, and it's been 4 months. And
And
then
you
I was like,
forgot that
wow, it's only
quickly.
been 4 months. It was like, it seems like a lifetime, but it's only been 4 months. Yeah,
It does seem longer than that.
it does. It really
Larry Hart,
does.
good to see you. Caucasian Sasquatch, welcome.
Stevie, it was awesome seeing you in the 168. Of course, I wanted to see more from you and Mogs. And, of course, Barry Browning was good in there, too. And I'm trying to think. Mark Newble, he was awesome, though.
Yeah.
And he was one of the best parts. Sawdust
Oh, it was
Beast,
the
of
Mark and
course.
Mark show.
Yeah, I think, I'm wondering if the second one that comes out, there's so much footage. There's a chance that you'll see more of us. It's
For
hard to
sure.
say. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there was
I'm not
hundreds of
even gonna
hours
really
of
talk
footage.
about it.
And to get it down to, an hour and a half,
Well,
definitely have to.
if you listen to it, or you've heard Kerry like the night before, he mentioned that was the first 2 days. It was just the first 2 days, and kind of barely that. So much happened, so much footage happened. I mean, you figure everybody had a camera. There was 19 of us out there, 18 with, out there moving around and about and filming, recording, audio. It's, I can't even begin to imagine how much, but just the footage alone that Moog had recorded, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I know that was just a small part of what everybody collected, and his footage is huge. He's got hours and hours.
It could be a TV show. It could be a series, honestly. It could be probably a 10-part with how much data you guys have.
And I think the original idea was to be a 7-episode series of a documentary. So I don't know, I'm not in the loop of what the plans are for the future with it, but it was good to see the first part out. I know it was a lot, and there's still a lot. There's so much more that happened. That was, again, just the first day or so.
Yeah, I was waiting to hear about your guys' like UFO encounter that you guys talked about, those strange lights that appeared.
Right. That wasn't discussed at all. So that's why I tend to think that maybe that'll be episode 2. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. The more, the better. It's this community is just exploding.
If you look back, Mox went live that night. We were out there one of the nights when we saw the lights. He was live, and that was so much fun knowing that he was live and we were out there. And you can hear me and you can hear Barry and Mark, and I think Bradley was with us that night, and Bradley Hatcher. Yeah, it was cool. It was very cool.
Yeah, Bradley was there.
Fun. Yeah, I thought he was.
I'm thinking of reposting that show one of these nights. Just throw it back up, just because that was a cool night.
That was very cool. A lot happened that night. We saw a lot, and it felt like you guys were there with us. Whoever was watching live was with us out there, because they're writing in chat, and we could barely see each other. The only light out there was from his phone. He was recording from his phone, or going live from his phone. And yeah, it was a lot, because that was the night that it was so dark out there. Even though it was supposed to be a full moon, it seemed like it was kind of weird. It seemed like it took forever for the moon to come out to show itself. I mean, it was pitch black. You couldn't see. I mean, you walked away from the pavilion where we kind of set our base at, and you couldn't see hardly 10 feet in front of you unless somebody was there standing in front of you. It was hard to see across the field. That we
were there for the full moon.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was a full moon, and the moon ended up coming across the tree line eventually. But in the beginning, when we first got there, it's dark. Yeah, it was that new moon. No light, no stars. It was just canopied and pitch black. And we were hearing all kinds of weird sounds, and something. They were catching heat signatures, and I think that was the night when we came back from the tree line. And Barry Brown and I were walking. I had set a not a flashlight, but kind of like a shop light. It was real small. It was about the size of a cell phone, but it was real high LED. I put it on the lowest setting, and I set it over on the back corner of the table at the pavilion where we set up base at, just to have a beacon kind of to go back to, because we had left equipment and, our drinks, so everything that we had brought in, lugged in with us, we left there at the table. We were headed back from the tree line, and I think Barry was to my right. And at the same time, we both kind of stopped and was like, the fuck was that? It looked like somebody or something walked right in front of the line of the light, blocking, like say if I was to walk in front of the light, it just looked like somebody walked, the light got distorted as if something passed in front of it. And we were all together. Everyone that was out there was together in the group coming back from the tree line across the field when we saw it. We were like, what the hell was that? Yeah, so we had some interesting stuff happen out there, for sure.
Yeah, we heard some stuff. The growl, that was the one thing I can't, that was weird. I thought it was a horse at first.
Hearing a little girl kind of giggle going across that open field area that one morning, it was like 4 a.m, I think. We were still out there. That was pretty wild. It was, whatever set that growl, for instance, Muggs and I were sitting there, and when it happened, you can almost tell that it was like in front toward the left of us, across the fence. But the sound sounded like surround sound. You know what I mean? It's like
it was really deep, and the first thought was horse, but
he thought horse.
Just the cadence of it, or whatever. You said that was a. Did you hear that? You were like, it sounded like a Bigfoot.
I said
belly.
Bigfoot. I said
belch.
Yeah. I said Bigfoot belly belch is what I said. It sounded like one of them deep guttural, like beer belly belches. Like I don't know. I can't even.
Huge. Whatever it was, it was big.
But it sounded like it was around us. That sound sounded surround sound almost. It was kind of weird. I mean, it was weird in itself, just hearing a growl like that, which, I'm not saying it was a Bigfoot, but it could have been anything, but it was freaking loud, and whatever made it was huge. I've never heard such a loud growl like that. Just, it sounded like it was feet from us, but you could kind of tell it was over the fence, and we had a fence probably about 30 feet from us, and over the fence was this big open, just open field area where I think originally, or the purpose of it was for horses to run. There's a big like pond lake kind of thing in the middle. I didn't even see that until I ventured kind of into the sawgrass there. The grass is up to almost your hip, and you're walking through, and I'm following game trails, and I was like, oh shit, there's a lake. This was the next day, I think. But yeah, it came from that direction, but it sounded like it was maybe not even 100 yards from us, but it sounded.
It was that far.
I don't either. I'm just, I'm giving
no way
the
that sound came from 100 yards away.
Yeah, I was giving the benefit of the doubt. Again, I don't know what it was, where it came from. I just know in the moment it almost sounded like it was surrounding us.
Megan wants to know, is Sasquatch Cowboy stoned tonight with his Jumanji background? What's up, Megan? Good to see you.
Megan, I don't partake in the devil's lettuce.
Oh.
It's more for me and Connor. And Stevie.
You guys do.
Definitely. That brings us a lot closer with the forest. But Joe has his own methods of being close with the forest too, so I don't knock him at all. Joe Parker, he thought
does barley and hops grow in the forest?
Yes.
Joe Parker thought we were crazy for sharing blunts during the pandemic. I'm glad to still be blowing mine. You got to know the devil's lettuce keeps you pretty on top with the immune system.
I appreciate y'all waiting to do that until after I left.
We were doing it right next to you, brother. No. You saw me at the river, right, in the morning looking for those, arrowheads. To get the inspiration to be looking at rocks for 2 hours, you have to partake in something a little smelly.
You need an imagination.
Joe, you're going to have to meet up with us when we go to the Honey Island Swamp. I know Flat Rock Booger, Joe Parker, Blue Eyed Northern, we're all talking about it. So it'd be, just a little farther for you. Maybe you could just drive to Joe Parker and them and all of us can rendezvous at the Honey Island Swamp in Louisiana.
I wouldn't ride the truck with Joe Parker for that long.
Oh God.
You could bring Kenny and Joe Parker, those two, you know.
I'll
The
just
bucket
get
seat riders.
Joe, man. I gotta give Joe some kind of hell. He's always picking up.
That was a good time in Tennessee, man.
Yes, it was. Hey, it was a good time when I went down to Louisiana with Joe and Pat. I'll tell you what, that Pat.
He had you cracking up on your video. I saw that. You were just cracking up.
The whole time I was there, I was laughing.
You said, I'm going to play some music on this one. You never did. You just laughed the whole time.
Well, after I watched it, I'm like, no, I'm not going to cut this out. This is too damn funny.
It was awesome for your wife to be there, too.
Oh, yeah. I love
being
with her. It's just,
I said that. That was cool.
We're going to go up to Oklahoma here in a couple of weeks, whatever it is. It's just going to be me and her out in the woods in Oklahoma, the Comanche Wilderness. We're going to stay for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days or whatever. However long we feel like staying there. It's just going to be us, you know, so. And we don't.
That's so cool that y'all can do that together. You know, I think that is amazing. That is so cool. You know, as a couple.
She really got into this Bigfoot stuff, man. I mean, she is.
I heard her calls. She was damn good. I was like, wow. And that was all right.
She loves
First time she heard it, she's like, did she make that call?
I know. I was like, wait a minute, was that his wife?
Yeah, that was her.
I was blown away. That was cool. That's very cool, though.
And there was some part there. We went to this church. Now, this Baptist church is in the Devil's Swamp. But it was at night. The same night we was out there. We went to the Devil's Church. I'm like, what the hell's a church doing in the Devil's Swamp? You know?
Yeah.
I was going to put the video in there, but it didn't turn out very good, so I left it out. We walked through the graveyard and everything, and there was a bunch of lights, and I'm like, what the hell's all these lights out here? It was just a bunch of those solar lights.
Solar lights. Yeah, I saw that. I've seen that before at a cemetery up here in Central Florida. It's on a main highway, and you ride by and you see like hundreds of those, and it took me a minute to realize what they were. It's a bunch of solar lights. I think that's pretty cool. It's just different. If you have never seen it before, yeah, it seems kind of weird at first, but.
What's going on in Central Florida, Bigfoot?
This church is way back out in the woods in the swamp. I'm like, and there's nobody around. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Church? And Joe's telling me, he goes, yeah, people come from all around come to this church. I'm like, there's nobody around here.
What kind of church was it? I mean, were they snake handlers or were they like, you know?
It was bad. It's a Baptist church.
Okay.
Huh.
Just next step up from the Pentecostals. Was it different?
I don't know the dogma order, so.
I like thinking that Bigfoot is a descendant of Cain. I think that's very interesting because he was casted away and immortal and eternity, and he has to stay away from everybody. And I think maybe his descendants are still lurking today. And of course, he's still out there. So wouldn't that be crazy to come face to face with Cain himself? And not the WWE wrestler, not the mayor of Knoxville, you know, but Cain, Joseph Smith, you know, the guy who founded the Mormon religion. He came face to face with him in the 1800s, and he was on a horse, and Cain was as tall as him. So I think that's a pretty remarkable story. Next to, you know, little baby Jesus riding on St. Christopher's shoulders across a freezing river. And a lot of people say St. Christopher was a Titan, and other people say he was a dog man. So it gets really interesting. I love how the dog man has been really thrown into the culture, and now I've did more deep dives into it, like the Rougarou, the lycanthrope, but even like Anubis definitely connects to it. But like people have mentioned on the show before, chimeras are out there, and there's definitely government testing and just strange things. So I think Sasquatch is a natural brother to us compared to other stuff that's out there, and definitely have to absorb it. It's more than just sightings and hardcore encounters. It's vibrations and connection to the forest. And I think all four of us have put time into that. And a lot of researchers have. I think that's first and foremost, connecting with the world and with yourself first before you can find anything out there.
Absolutely.
And then putting yourself out there helps, but you got to go out with the right frame of mind, and
right intentions. I believe exactly. I've always said the right intention. Yep. I mean, I go out. Everybody, I think it's not a secret that I carry a weapon anytime I go out. I was military. I'm trained. Legal. It's for my protection. I'm more afraid of the wild boar, bears, stuff like that. It's never for anything else other than, I don't think I have to worry about my legs being gouged now.
Just check this out. She puts the fucking legs on, checking them out, and she puts them down. Before she even stood up, she's like, "Wow, I don't need snake boots."
That's awesome.
And then my therapist she's over there saying, "Yeah, and they're waterproof." I'm like, "Hell yeah!" It was funny.
You're going to bring a rare vibration. You already do, but you're going to bring an even more rare vibration to the forest because, curiosity is out there and not many researchers will be walking the way you do in the forest. So I think that's going to be special. It's already been special.
Oh, wait till we get their attention and she pops her legs off. You want to see the curiosity factor go up.
Yeah.
I've thought about it too. It's, you hear all the time how, people have claimed that Bigfoot are attracted to, drawn to women, female, bring one female out in the group and they get the most attention. I've got that going for me already. But imagine, I'm out there and especially, this first pair of prosthetics that I get are pretty, I don't want to say basic by no means, but they're not going to be as sophisticated in technology as the second pair. So, but, even though I'll still have, the mechanics and the hydraulics. So say I'm sitting there and on the back of a tailgate of a pickup truck and hanging out and boom, pop one off to pop the other one off. Or if I'm find a stump even just somewhere in the middle of the forest and just sit there and hang out during the day and see what happens. God, I can't wait.
That's special. I'm very excited for you to, just your next, it's bigger than Sasquatching, today was a monumental day for you. And
absolutely.
You guys know how I feel about space. So I think that your first steps were so much more monumental than those famous spacewalk steps, but you got my props, Stevie B.
I mean, it's like a baby walking for the first time. I can't even explain how excited I was. And it's like, I'll say it 1,000 times. It's not easy by no means, but it was a lot easier than I think I put in my head, leading up to it. I told Muggs this morning, I told him on the way there, I said, I'm nervous. At first I said I was excited, but I'm nervous is the way I said it. And I was really anxious and nervous and, cause I know this is the first part of a lot of work to come. I got to build the muscles back up. I got to build up the balance. And, just the fitting alone, it's, my therapist today said that usually you go back and forth a few times to adjust for fitting. And she's pretty confident that we got it done today. So when I do get my first pair, I should be able to just, clank them on and hopefully I'll be walking real soon. I didn't hear you.
In no time. Correct.
Yeah. So it's definitely a lot to look forward to. I have a whole life ahead of me to look forward to. We were watching a show the other day. It was on National Geographic, and some people in chat may know who I'm referring to. I don't know the guy's name, but it's an Asian gentleman who does adventures, travel and investigating, history and, landmarks of all over the world. And I was just interested and intrigued in watching him out there and, investigating what he was doing. And then all of a sudden I caught a glimpse and I'm like, holy shit, he has a prosthetic. I freaked out. I'm like, oh, I was so excited. I was like a little kid in a candy shop. I was like, look, he's doing this. Look, he's rock climbing. Look, he's, you know, I mean, it's inspiring to me to see people out there. Just, you know, I found a 5-time gold medalist on TikTok that's an Olympic swimmer. You know, she has the same length as I have. And the way I found her was she was doing a dance challenge on her stumps in the middle of the floor of her bedroom and just going for it. And I was just like, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I was allowed to do that. It was kind of that thing, you know. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I get excited when I see people out there. And it's sadly enough, there's not enough people out there putting the word out that, you know, just because I have a difference in myself, my body, doesn't mean that I'm different than anybody else. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I'm still me. I'm still the person I was. I'm better than I was, I believe. But there's just so few resources for information of people just to reach out to see stuff like that. You know, like when I saw the swimmer on her stumps, I really genuinely didn't know that it was okay to do that. And by seeing her doing that and her putting herself out there, I mean, it changed me in that moment. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, it's on. You know, I'm like, it's prosthetics or not, I'll be able to get around one way or another, even if I look dorky in little shoes on my stumps, you know. It's just everything is.
All these of you can hear me.
Oh,
This doesn't seem to be.
yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Hold on.
You're frozen, but we can hear you.
Well, I've seen those runners that run track.
Let me see if I can pull this up
They have
again.
like bent skis on, you know.
Yeah,
Them
they're
guys are
blades. They call them blades, and that's actually what I'm
Blades.
getting in 2 weeks. Is going to be that style of a
They got,
prosthetic.
like, shocks on them, and
Yeah. I think they're designed for like the top grade for the most active. You know.
All right.
Oh,
look,
wow!
look, twin
He's got a
brothers.
twin. Look,
We got to do this from my phone.
he's got a twin.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Stevie B, you're already paving
All right,
your
sorry,
way.
I had to switch over to my phone, guys.
And your story's already like ongoing. So you just living your life is inspiring people, and you're already paving the way. So however you put yourself out there, you're already, showing others that you can do that. So you can do anything you want, and you can be whoever you want to be. And if it's in the
absolutely.
community, I'm very excited to see it. And if it's just in life, of course, I'm even more pumped as your friend to see it. But you're going to do whatever you set your mind to, and nothing's going to set you down. Just like you just said, you're stronger than ever. And, you know, you have a blessing.
Oh, absolutely. It sounds funny, but it is a blessing. This whole journey has been a blessing. I mean, in so many ways, but it just makes me more excited to start my new life. And that's what it is. It's, you know, so many things are different, so many things that I have to consider every day. You know, there's challenges every day, but I learn something new every day, multiple times during the day. You know, part of if anybody heard what happened at the hotel this past weekend, the last thing that I said to the woman behind the counter, it was when we went to go check out, I told her, I said, look, I wanted to take a minute to explain to you that, you know, all the sensitivity training in the world could not educate you on little details like I'm about to explain. I said, you know, the significance of having a handicap accessible room, a hotel room, or, you know, even a home is the dimensions of the thresholds of the doorways. Just getting through in a wheelchair isn't just the only issue. It's getting through in a wheelchair without cracking your knuckles and gouging them on the threshold. And I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I've done it. Here, let me see. I've done it. There's one.
Yeah.
Right. See how swollen it is around my knuckle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have it at the same thing on my other hand. And I showed her. And I was like, you know, it's things like this that you can't know. You know, you can't comprehend. And that's why it's even more important to just have the thought, put yourself in somebody else's position and think of the things that you can't think of, like this, that may matter to somebody that needs a room like that. It's not just It's not about getting a discount, because trust me, there is none. There's no discounts or cheaper prices for a handicap accessible room. The only benefit to it is it's an open space, but the thresholds itself, even looking for an apartment, a 1-bedroom compared to a 2-bedroom, the dimensions of the doorways are significantly different. The difference of 3 inches would mean that I don't crack my hands over and over again, because what you just saw is 3 or 4 times I've done it over again. So I've reopened that wound probably 3 times already, just by going into the different places, different rooms. We switched to another room. It was the same size. They did no better for us. It didn't help me at all. It just put me on the bottom floor so nobody would have to carry me up the stairs in my wheelchair. It was just ridiculous. But yeah, it's little things like that I want to put out there. I don't know how yet. I don't know what my calling is, but I just know, as an advocate for someone that is like me, then somebody needs to be speaking up and, just talking about the things, So
Definitely.
We'll see what my path leads to. First things first, I got to take those baby steps, like I did today. And today was the start, man. I'm just so over the top right now.
Those were not baby steps.
Yes, they were. Compared to what I wanted to do.
No.
Yeah.
Those were steps of a giant.
Yep.
Yeah.
I felt like a giant. I did. It felt so good to be upright. And, I think at one point I told her, hold on a second, give me a second. She wanted me to sit down. I just wanted to stretch. It was the first time. I said, anybody that knows me knows I have never sat on my ass this long in my life. You could not keep me still before all this happened. And it's, that's been a hard part of all this, is just being confined to the wheelchair and being, what I keep saying is I was stuck. It's just, yeah, I had to take a minute and just stretch. It felt so great to be upright. It's little things like that we take for granted, until you can't. You know what I mean? Yeah. I had a titanium leg.
So Jeff says, if I had a titanium leg, I'd have one edge of it diamond rough to sharpen knives on, have a bottle cap opener, laser cut into it, built-in taser. The possibilities would be endless.
That's right. Oh, let me tell you. So Jeff Harding, one of the conversations I had with the rep this afternoon was, I have the choice and the option. Oh, I got to tell her by tomorrow. Hey, this is a good thing for everybody in chat. Help me out here. My rep had asked me if I wanted graphics on my prosthetics, so I can get like tattoos on my prosthetics. And I have to give her an answer by tomorrow of what design or what it is that I want, and she'll make it happen. So I was like, I don't know. I know I want the black base back, just the black overall base, but I can get anything I want on there. And of course, Moog's over on the corner saying she'll have a Bigfoot on there by tomorrow, something like that. I don't know what he said, but yeah.
Glow in the dark Bigfoot.
I'm not sure what I want. It's kind of like one of those things that are so literally, I don't want to say insignificant, but it's just not something that I put priority of putting thought into. And now I only have until tomorrow. So I'm like, oh no. But yeah, it's cool. And going to what Jeff said, there are endless possibilities with these prosthetics, and it's so fucking amazing. I'm sorry for the language, but it is. The technology that and the resources that are out there for just the equipment alone, unbelievable. Yeah, I know. Shut up.
I saw Jonah Hex. The one prosthetic had a gun in it and wiped out a whole brigade of bad guys. So yes, prosthetics, yeah, they're endless.
I saw a T-shirt, and I think Joe, I sent you a screenshot of it. It was a Bigfoot with wearing a prosthetic.
Yeah.
I died. I died when I saw it. It was so cool. I was like, I want one. No, I said it would have been perfect if he had 2, but yeah, that was pretty cool.
Order it.
What's that?
I'm sure you can order that.
Oh, I'm sure somebody would make it. Yeah, it's cool though. So yeah, I got to come up with an idea by tomorrow if I want something. And
if you go with basic black, we can all customize it.
Basic black. Yeah.
And Squatching Cowboys' new logo looks pretty badass, so you should put that on there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Only paid for overtime.
Cowboy, I brought your T-shirt, on my camping trip, but I only wore 2 shirts the
I'm
whole
still
weekend.
waiting on my T-shirt.
You ain't got it yet?
No, I don't know what I hadn't heard anything about it. Nothing. No. When
Oh,
you sent it out the second time?
Yeah.
When
They
did
said they sent it to you.
we can talk? But yeah, no. As far as I know,
I'll
didn't
find
get
out tomorrow and let you know something. They said they sent it out to you.
And, the thing is, I'm wondering if it's getting left at the door, and by the time somebody gets home, it's gone. I mean, I thought about that about the first one because I went back and double checked the address. I thought, oh God, did I send them the wrong zip code or something?
I think it was the wrong zip code, the first one, I think.
Right, but it should have went right back to you. You never got it back, did you?
Well, I got it from Teespring, so it went back to Teespring.
So it went back to them. Okay.
I got a hold of the lady at Teespring. I told her, I gave her the address you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it back to her and said, "Attention, Stevie and Stephanie," and they sent me about 2 days later. They sent me a message. It's been shipped out.
Well, my excuse there was I was pretty doped up when I gave you the address in the first place. I was in the hospital. I was a little loopy. I think I said that. I'm like, don't get mad at me because I'm pretty sure it was like the 4th day after my surgery or something like that. It was around there, 4 or 5 days after my surgery. I was pretty still,
I'll tell you what. I'll send you one of my new ones.
All right. I was just teasing you, by the way.
Oh no, that's okay. I just can't believe that you didn't get it because they said they shipped it out, but who knows what happened to it,
Now, if I got it, I'd take a picture of me in it like Lee did, Lee 3PO.
Yeah. I
sure
got
would.
that picture of Mr. Lee with it.
I'd even try to find a similar hat that he was wearing.
That would have been funny.
I gotta see that picture. I haven't seen it. That's my
Oh, yeah,
swamp brother right there. Oh look.
Yeah.
Thank you for shouting me out, man.
you're
Moderator.
Mr. Lee, thanks for putting all the links in chat. I appreciate it.
Lee is the man.
Check out Joe's channel. Also, check out Connor's channel, Bigfoot Anon.
Don't check out mine.
We are
I've got
gonna
like 4 subs. Sorry.
We are at the 2-hour mark. I'm not going to go too much. I'm not going to go over it tonight. Just this weekend has been kind of brutal. And Stevie will attest to that. But yeah, I'm just so thrilled the way today went. And again, Stevie, thank you so much for letting me be part of that.
Are you kidding me? Thank you for being a part of that. Being there for me and with me, I said in chat.
Sure.
I love you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Hey, Connor, when did you say y'all going down to Florida? I mean, doing that thing in Florida?
It's in January. It's mid-January, the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference, and we're going to be doing an expedition in the Green Swamp. But BF Bud's coming down, and then he's going to follow me to the Western Panhandle, and then he's going to go to Flat Rock Booger's house. So it's going to be a huge thing. So if you came all the way to Central Florida, you'd be able to follow that path back as well if you'd like.
I plan on going to Flat Rock Booger's place pretty soon. I mean, it'll probably be the first of the year sometime, but because I've got so much stuff to do and Christmas coming up and the high price of gas.
I might make a detour up that way before I go to back to Arizona.
We could all rendezvous there because it's only a couple hours from my house, and I've been itching to get out there. I'm going to be out there in the next few weeks, but I'm planning on being a frequent visitor out there for sure.
And where's that again? Tell me again.
Evergreen, Alabama, the town that loved Bigfoot. They made a documentary about it on Amazon.
I'm talking about Florida. Where's that at?
Oh, that's in Lakeland.
Lakeland. Is that like
Where far are you at?
It's almost to Tampa from Orlando. Oh. It's like in between Tampa and Orlando. From Orlando, it's probably maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the most, I want to say.
Yep. Right in the center of the state.
I know my wife wants to go to the beach, so.
Tell her you got to take her to St. Pete's. That's one of the best beaches on the Gulf. It's beautiful. It really is.
Gulf side?
What's that? On the Gulf side, yeah. On the Gulf side. Yep. It's beautiful. White sand. It's so fine. It's powdery like almost. It's
Yes,
water.
look,
You can see to your feet down from your waist in the water. You know, it's so clear, and all the fish, and yeah, it's easy to spot a shark if there is any. You know, it's just a beautiful place, and it's less populated. What's that?
We was in Fort Morgan, Alabama, and we went almost to the panhandle like this, and the water just changed dramatically once you get closer to Florida.
Yep.
It's
Yeah, it's
beautiful out there.
gorgeous. I love that side.
I don't mind the brown water of Biloxi, but yeah, once you get to Pensacola, it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
And it just gets more clear as you go south on the Gulf. It's gorgeous. So by the time you're down at St. Pete's, I mean, it's just heaven. It's like everything you see in the movies, tropical and beautiful. And you know, Connor, you were mentioning in your video, one of your videos, about looking for shark's teeth. There is a beach down just south of Sarasota, I believe it's Longboat Key or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it's known for being the best place in the world for finding shark's teeth. You could find you know, I took my girls out there when they were little, and I got them each a little, you know, half-size mason jar, and it was full by the end of the day. I mean, you could sift through the water, or you can just pick them up off the sand. They're everywhere. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool way to spend a day, you know.
I definitely need to check that out because my dad mentioned one of those beaches, and I GPSed it, but it was like 50 minutes off a path, and I had scheduled to keep to make it to Tim T's house, but I definitely
that's probably what it sounds like distance wise, or you know, the time wise. That sounds like maybe he was taking you there, trying to get you there. Yeah,
it definitely sounds like it. I definitely want to hit it up though, because you know, 2 recommendations means that's 2 arms in the back pushing me in that direction.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna say goodnight. I want to thank everybody in chat for everything, all your support, thoughts, prayers, everything. It's you guys, everybody's your family. That's how I feel. You know, not just friends, but family, and I love everybody. Thank you all.
Thank you, Stevie, and thanks for allowing me to share this journey with everybody. You know.
Yeah, my pleasure. Definitely. I feel like everybody's, you know, coming along for the ride with me, you know, and I just, yeah, I appreciate it too. All right, guys, have a good night. Joe, Connor, good to see you.
Glad to see you too. Your inspiration shines so bright. So just imagine once it starts gaining some momentum, I can't wait to see you start moving mountains. It's truly inspiring, and you push me to go even farther. Like I was saying about the RPG guy, but he says a lot to catch up to you. We're all looking at you as inspiration. So just keep on being you, because that's more than enough.
I watched a mountain crumble today.
That was that had to be special, and just seeing you, you know, kind of get worked up about it, emotional. That shows how special of a friend you are, and the special bond you guys share. So it's an amazing thing that the hairy man in the woods can bring us to beautiful things like this. So regardless of what anybody has to say about the paranormal realm, beautiful things can be found in this, and that's the beautiful thing to an open mind and positivity and love. It expands, and it's a catalyst, and you find who you're supposed to find in this life when you're yourself.
Yeah, well said.
Lily.
Definitely.
Thank you.
All right, guys, have a good night. Good night, chat.
Good night, y'all. Good night, Stevie.
Hey, Stevie.
Good night, Mumbles. All y'all. I'm out here too.
Joe, thank you so much.
Like I said, I had no plans of coming on tonight at all. Stevie messaged me and says, "You should go on." And I said, "No, I don't want to go. I'm tired." And everything. She goes, "I'll go on if you go on." I said, "All right." Because everybody wants to hear you, Stevie. Everybody wants to hear you. So I took one for the team.
I'm glad you did, man. How about them Cowboys? Cowboy Ezekiel Elliott's. I got
Joe.
CD Lamb.
Yes, man. I was a big Henry Ruggs fan over CD Lamb, but now I've got my answer.
Here's my impression of CD Lamb.
Yeah, he's gotten fined like 6 times this year, man. But Zeke keeps eating, keep representing Ohio State well. I'm really happy about it. Mogs, I will definitely talk to you soon. Can't wait till we wake up next. I'm going to be on Gypsy Road tomorrow morning, so if anybody wants to hang out at 10 Central, so everybody just do the math on there. It's going to be a morning show with Amber's Para World. It'll be really fun. Come hang out. I'll probably call into Chasing the Truth. I know Mogs is always in that chat and calls in pretty frequently.
I haven't been on in a while. I haven't been doing anything in a while. In the past couple of weeks, I've just been concentrating on, everything that's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, I can, still do a show.
Connor, I'll see you tomorrow.
Once things settle down, we'll be all right.
I'll see you tomorrow, Connor. Later, Mo.
Joe, thank you very much, man.
Bye.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon. Have a great night.
Peace, guys.
And Connor, thanks again. All right, guys. I want to thank you so much again. You guys are awesome. And Stevie, again, thank you for letting me share that with everybody. Really personal experience. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. That was amazing. Just thanks, bud. Well, guys, I want to thank you again for coming on. Everybody that showed up and everybody in chat, thank you so much. I just can't say it enough. I will be back Thursday. You can check me out, 11 p.m. Eastern time this Thursday. If you like the show, please hit that thumbs up, show some love, share. If you're new to the show, subscribe. And this is pretty much, you get a lot of, this is a little different than what we normally do, but it was special. So I'm glad I could share that with you guys. On that note, if you guys are so inclined and I just put it out there anyway, and you guys were so generous this past week. I'm stunned at how generous you guys have been. But if you're up to supporting the show, feel free. The link for PayPal will be it's in the banner at the top of the page in the right-hand corner, lower right-hand corner. And I'll also put it in the description of the show. It's up to you guys. Do what you want, but alrighty then. I think that's about it. You got something to say down there? Apparently so. All right, guys. Y'all have an amazing night. Thank you so much. That's Maya. She says hi. All right, guys. Peace and God bless.